бля!
Hello comrades, I know I'm a few years late to this trend but fuck it. No one's telling me not to make a video on the 5.3 Soviet light tank known as the PT-76B, or as I call it the PT-76. Or the 76B. Now anyways, let's talk about mobility. The PT Boat 76 has mobility that is about on par with that of a T-34, 85 for all practical purposes, which for 5.3 is not bad, but is absolutely abysmal for a light tank of its BR, so expect M18 Hellcats and M41 Walker Bulldogs to run circles around you, and by order 227. You are not to take one step back. As a result, reverse speed is about 6 km/h, ensuring that you will not retreat. During the time of the PT-76's production, the Soviets were also working on the secret production of the KV-2, meaning that there was no stellinium left over for the PT-76. So expect to die to anything that sneezes on you, and be ready to be made a totally skilled Do-335 or AD-4s bitch. So right now we're at a tank that has limited mobility and shitty armor, so what about the gun? So long as you're not stuck on the shitty stock APCR grind. The gun will have a muzzle velocity of about 650 through 700 meters per second depending on your ammunition type, which is about on par with a T-34, 76. So your gun also has subpar ballistics for its tier. So is there anything good about this tank? Well, the gun has the ability to fire Comrade Stalin's blessed elite FS rounds, which can punch through almost everything you face, but there are some important trade-offs for 0.01% of the power of Stalin's mustache. That being that the shell doesn't have a Tsar bombus worth of explosive filler.
Now that's a lot of damage!
And will only damage things in its direct path, meaning almost no sweet rusky one-shots. This also means that you'll have to put effort into your shot placement, because if you don't you'll be sent to the great Gulag in the sky quicker than making a diss track on Comrade Stalin, because you only killed the radio operator and loader and you have to wait 8.6 seconds to fire another elite shell if you sold your soul to the snail for an ace crew. Just a quick tip for pissing off wereabouts: the German drivers and gunners sit on the right side. If you're looking at them head on, use this fact to ruin some Panthers' day. On the other hand, General Patton had the foresight to realize that we'd be playing tank games over 70 years later. So the Americans have their gunner sit on the left, while their driver sits on the right. In combination with their fetish for 50 calibers, this makes freeaboos a bitch to deal with. But if wiping out an enemy crew with a single shot is your thing, then don't worry. As always, Comrade Stalin has something for you. In case you find yourself sight shooting some Panthers, the PT-76 has a researchable armor-piercing high-explosive potato that upon penning an enemy tank will eviscerate the crew. The only problem is you only have 98mm of pen at point blank range, so, as stated before, it's mainly used for side shooting. But the Elite FS is not the only unique thing the PT has going for it. The PT is outfitted with a stabilizer, and not just some shitty Sherman stabilizer that only works at low speeds. Instead, Comrade Stalin has given you access to a very effective full two-plane stabilizer that allows you to fire on the move while going at your top speed, meaning in almost every engagement you will be the first one to fire. And you are very effective at shooting from cover, because you don't have to wait for your gun to stabilize, unlike almost everything at this BR except the Sherman. I recommend going into the test drive so you could get used to firing on the move.
But I'm not done yet!
Apart from having access to a full stabilizer and Comrade Stalin's blessing, the PT is also amphibious. This is probably the funnest part of the PT for me, but this doesn't affect general gameplay very much, because there are only certain maps that have water in them, and if someone sees you while you're trying to roleplay as a PT boat, you will be quite literally dead in the water. But still, on some maps this could be useful, because let's face it, most tanks can't swim, so almost no one will be expecting an attack from the water or some weird angle, because you pulled a flank using the water. Even though the Soviets didn't issue their PT crews with the good shit gauge and gave Vladim the ability to hotbox the tank aka UCSS, which is useful if you fucked up and overextended and need a get out of jail free card. Hotboxing the PT to try to give visual cover to your team so they could push an objective does not often end well because A, your teammates most of the time will be fucking brain dead, and B, you're just going to get shot and given the PT's armor die. As for a search, you should rush Elite FS before you get FPE. Next, pick up the better turret drive, cleaning the potatoes out of the gun breech, pouring vodka in the engine to make the tank go faster, replacing the broken transmission, and then from there it's your choice. As for crew skills, you should prioritize weapon reloading, and weapon reloading. Next, go for targeting and range finding, tank driving, and leadership to buff the aforementioned skills. Now let's go over how to use the fucking PT boat 76. You will not brawl, as that is a very quick way to die. You could try to snipe, but this is hard because, as mentioned before, the muzzle velocity is slow. Personally, the way I use the PT is to flank and catch people off guard with your 2-plane stabilizer, and if you don't die to enemy flankers, you'll get some easy side shots on some brain dead tigers or unaware shamans. Now anyways, that's how to PT-76B. Some people say this is one of the worst tanks in the game, and boy oh boy, I can see where they're coming from. You're much better off using a T-34, 85, or IS series, although the PT does fit in as a nice backup to the 5.7 Russian lineup and doesn't suffer as much in up tiers. Now get out there and send wearaboos to the gulag. Also, before this video ends, I would like to thank my boys Chills Wills and Goddam not putting that name through this stupid program. Also, the guy with the long name said that he's going to make his channel not cringe, but he's kind of lazy, so everyone watching this video spam him for War Thunder Panzer lead moments too until he makes it.